Welcome to the Stamping Morning Show with your host, Jennifer.
Good morning, everybody. Hello. It's Thursday, June 18th, 2026, and my name is Jennifer Cotton. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas, and that means I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, and more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of cool tools. So good morning and welcome. Thank you for being here. Whether it's your first time or you're coming back, thank you very much. As you come on, please say hi. Let me get back over to my comments here. And again, welcome to the Stamping Morning Show. So I go live here on the Stamping Morning Show Thursdays at 9 a.m. Central on YouTube and Facebook. So if you're new, welcome and thank you for being here. And if you're coming back, thank you very much. We already have here on the show, Julie, first one here. She says, good morning, Jennifer and Britty. What is happening? Okay. Weird notifications. And Britty is right over there. Britty's my co-host. She is right over there. Let's see if I have a graphic for that. Not yet. Okay. Anyway, she's right on the table in front of us. So just standing in the wings, maybe gonna go on the show today, maybe not. It looks like she might be about to lay down. Hilda, good morning. Sue, good morning. Sun for now in Green Bay, Wisconsin with storms later today. Yes. Becky, good morning. Kelly, good morning to you. Everybody's on YouTube right now. MJ, good morning. Watching from upstate New York. Excited for a 3-day weekend ahead. That's true. Rain with a chance of crafting. Yes, I think we're getting rain maybe Saturday and Sunday, and it's a maybe. In Midlothian, Texas, where I am. And anyway, the area around me, because Saturday I'll be going to my in-person classes in Cedar Hill. So it might rain, it might not, but today is going to be like a heat advisory. It's just hot in Texas. Okay, Lori, good morning. Beautiful Minnesota. High will be 68. Ooh, that sounds awesome, Lori. Sherry, good morning to you. Hello, I sent you an email yesterday. Carmen, good morning. Susan, good morning. It's sunny. It's sunny in Florida. There you go. I bet it is. V, good morning. Oh, I keep messing up. From a very overcast, quiet Southern California. We've been high 90s all week. Today, low 80s. That's nice. Yeah, like I said, they're like, if you need to go outside today, do it right now. This morning in the news this morning here in Texas. Sherry says, very cool in Illinois today. Debbie, good morning to you. And Linda, good morning in Idaho. Yes, love my co-host, she says. Yes. All right, so as y'all come on, say hi, make a comment. Even if you're watching replay, it does help. Also, click that like, subscribe, follow, turn on notifications, whatever it lets you do all the stuff. That is greatly appreciated. Coming up in today's show, we have, we'll talk about upcoming events, deals and delights. And on my desk, I'm going to show you some more pre-order. And one thing that's not pre-order, but I just got it, just a new product, new bundle. And we're going to make our card class cards today. There's my co-host, Britty, down there in the corner. And she's literally just, oh, wait, I think she's trying to make an appearance. She's coming through all the wires and cords. Here she comes. Come on. So this is the co-host of the morning show, the Stamping Morning Show. Say hi, Britty. She's like, this is not comfortable. She likes to do this. Okay, so let me see what I forgot. Oh, I want to remind you, and Britty might point for me. Let's see. Okay. I want to remind you, and I'm going to put this thing on the screen, that I will add timestamps later today on the YouTube video that will allow you to skip around to the part you like of the video. And then tomorrow, when Facebook lets me, I will add a link actually over here. So Britty, you got a point over there. I'll add a link right up here in the corner that will take you to my blog, stamптherapist.com. Okay. So I will do the those manually. Okay. Co-host said I gotta leave. Oh, she's back on the table. Let me put this other thing on the screen. So link over here takes you to the blog, stamptherapist.com, and YouTube. I'll add those timestamps manually later today. So you can skip around to whatever part of the video you want to watch. All right. I already said that. So now we will move into our first segment of the show, and that is your crafting calendar. So pen, paper, phone, computer, scratch paper, receipt, whatever you want to write this stuff down on. You want to get ready for upcoming events, right? So I do Stampin' Up! As a full-time business, by the way. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator 24 years now. It will be 25 in November of this year. And so for me, it's my full-time business. Most Stampin' Up! Demonstrators do it as a hobby, honestly. And then there's many levels in between that and full-time business. But I do it as a full-time business. So watching this video helps me. Thank you very much. Clicking like, all the stuff helps me very much. And because I do it full-time, the way I do it, I offer lots of events anyone can take all over the U.S. They're all offered to go. Some are offered in person here in Cedar Hill, Texas. And I have PDF tutorials for all of my events that you can purchase all over the world. In addition to, my team gets those for free. Okay, so let me just tell you quickly about my events. They are, PDF is included with any event you purchase. I already said some of this, but we cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible. Unless otherwise stated, you may need to own the featured bundled dies to complete your projects, and that'll be stated when you register. You'll cut your own designer paper or kit components if they are included with the fee. And again, you can get those tutorials only if you just want the tutorials to use your own supplies within the event registrations. So the first events for this month are my monthly classes. Every month I do 3 classes for sure, technically 4. But these 3 are in person this Saturday, June 20th. So that's in 2 days. But I do have some spots left. First of all, for card class that I'm going to make today, these 4 cards, you can come make them in person. Use my stamps, be around some cool people, some fun ladies. Gentlemen are welcome, but we don't have one that attends right now. And anyway, so you can do it in person, but it's also offered to go. That's card class, making the 4 cards that I'll make today. But if you can't attend in person, you can also purchase it. So, whoops. I clicked something else. So they'll be mailed June 22nd, or you can pick it up from me. So card class is 4 cards, 1 of each design. We supply everything. We cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible. And you can attend in person. So register for that. Link is in the video right now. You can purchase it for $20 plus shipping. Link is in the video right now. Or you can get it free with an online order. I started that Monday through Sunday, June 21st. Okay, so online order of $30, it should say $35. I forgot to put that. $35 or more. Okay, so that's how you get today's class. 3 ways: in person, buy it to go, or place an order. Also, side note, within that registration link, you can get the tutorial only. But don't buy it if you're on my team, because you get that for free. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Sunshine. And good morning, Martha. V said she actually used the timestamps last week. Good job. Thank you, V. I always wonder if anyone uses those, because it is manual. I have to go through and like watch, and then pause it and go type in the time that whatever the next thing is starts. So glad someone's using it. Good. It's pretty cool, because if you're like, oh, I just want to see that 3rd card again, you can go to card 3. If I just want to hear about the classes again, you can go to events, etc. Okay, so good. Beverly, good morning to you. I will see you Saturday in person. Cindy, good morning. Thanks for sharing. And Martha, did I say good morning? Good morning, Martha, with her coffee cup there on her emoji, coffee cup comment. Gail, good morning. Watching as always in Michigan, where I just looked 60 degrees, but feels like 49, windy. That is very cool. I mean, like cold, cool. And Robin says she uses the timestamps also. Good. I'm glad to hear y'all use them. Like I said, and obviously they're only on replay. But side note, if you're watching on, sometimes you can do this on Facebook too. Did I freeze up? Am I still going? Because my iPad is frozen up. Let me know. When you're watching on YouTube while I'm live, you can pause and rewind. And sometimes you can do that on Facebook also. Let me see if it's just my iPad, not frozen. Okay, thank you, Gail. Well, my iPad was frozen. Okay. Sorry. It was looking strange. Okay, thanks. If there is a problem, y'all comment so I'll know. Hopefully I'll look over there. All right, so that was that class. Now there's 2 more in the month that you can attend in person or take to go. They all happen at one time in Cedar Hill. You can move from table to table. We have Stamp a Stack class, which is 4 cards, 8 designs, 2 of each. Both of these include over $20 in merchandise. We cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible. If you don't believe me, ask Karen and Linda, who's doing that for you right now. And you will obviously stamp and assemble. If you take it to go, you'll need to supply your stamps, and you'll still need the bundle dies because you'll have to die, like stamp and then die cut some stuff out. But anyway, I have 2 left of Stamp a Stack. That's 8 cards, 4 designs, 2 of each with Fern and Flora. And I have 2 left of wall art. So I have the cards here. I'll show you. I made them last week. But the wall art, here's a sneak peek. Of course, I covered up some of the middle, so you kind of have to take the class to get the whole thing. But Karen's over there cutting the word relax for you, and cutting that designer paper out of my designer paper on bottom of the relax. But anyway, and it's like a collage this week. I think it's a really cool art piece. It looks like a bulletin board collage. So if you want to take that class, I have 2 left. While supplies last. If 3 people register, I have to refund that next person. But you can either join the club and save $2 a month. Here's my club info, and cancel anytime, or you can register for the one-time class. And again, I have links that will take you over to my blog where all of this info is in the video description right now. Okay, so clubs, you save $2 per month on the Stamp a Stack and Wall Art Club. Save $2 a month over regular price. Cancel anytime. Occasional additional gifts. Free gift after 6 consecutive months. You get over 20 in merchandise. We cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible, including the featured bundle dies. PDF, of course, is included. So let me go back here, and then wall art, of course, also includes over $20 in merchandise. And you're going to get some anchors, by the way. And thank you, Sherry. I'm going to say about wall art. I totally lost it. But anyway, you can still sign up for those. I have 2 left of each one. Okay, here's the card class. The Stamp a Stack. You're going to make 2 of these. So Linda's over there cutting all these little pieces for y'all, these ferns. 2 of this one. She's embossing this piece for you. It's 2-tone cardstock. 2 of this one. Yes, we're cutting that vellum for you. And 2 of this one. And yes, she's die cutting all these little flowers. All right, so 2 left. Join the club, save the money, or register one time. Links in the video up here on Facebook, down here on YouTube. Okay, and then thank you, Kelly. Thanks, MJ. Sherry. Oh, yes, I said thank you for that. Okay, I think I said everything on those. So whether you want to take it to go or in person, you can do that until I sell out. And so Saturday is in person, like I said, if you want to use my stamps to do the Fern and Flora or the relaxing Waterside 12 by 12 wall art, which by the way is like this. That's a 12 by 12 piece. That's a 12 by 12 piece. You can frame them, put them in a shadow box like this one up here. And they make a great gift. They make a great craft room decoration, and they make a great home decor as well. So, okay, that is those monthly gifts. My next monthly events. The next monthly thing I do that's new is my memory keeping club. Now it is too late for this one this month. I'm sold out. But just like the other clubs, you can join the club and cancel anytime. So you're not going to be committed to that fee every month if you decide it's not for you. But if you stay active for 6 consecutive months, you'll get a free gift from me. Memory keeping made easy. Okay, this is for any level of memory keepers, brand new, never done anything before, up to experienced. It's for everyone. This is a little different than some clubs out there. First of all, we get together every month on Zoom, and for 2 hours, we make our pages together, and I give a lesson on memory keeping, and we actually put our photos in our pages right then. Now, if you don't get in trouble, but you have that opportunity. And I encourage them to keep going after we finish the Zoom and, keep on making pages. We teach you how to do it, why to do it, all the stuff. Also, you're going to get up to at least $48 in product. You're going to get my time on the Zoom. You're going to get a separate video showing you how to cut your designer paper for your pages. You can register with shipping or without. And again, a gift after 6 consecutive months. And then we make 6 pages. Well, I always say that. I design 6 pages for you, and I give you the supplies to make 6 pages. Together, we make 4. The other 2 are the bonus ideas. So I don't do full PDF tutorials on those 2, but they're very simple, and I give you measurements, okay? So it'll be fine. But these are the pages this month. Here's one. Just to show you what it's all about. Here's 2. And again, as we make these on the Zoom, the cool thing is you don't just make these pages and go home and then, I don't have any pictures that are landscape. People are modifying it in real time. They're saying, I'm putting this picture on here. This one needs to be portrait, whatever. And some people just turn the whole thing another direction, all the stuff. So it really helps you finish these pages and get your memories and words on paper. There's the next one. And then these are the 2 bonus pages for this month, which again, I provide the measurements and all the stuff. So they're easily able to create those and photos and everything in the PDF tutorial. Okay, so that's Memory Keeping Club. You can join it right now. It will be for July. Okay, the sooner you join, the better, because then you'll get the benefit of these lessons that we do every month. We have a Facebook group as well, by the way, where we can share sales on prints, tips, pictures of our pages, all the stuff. Okay. Hey, Stella, good morning. Thank you, Gail. She says you can't go wrong. And take Jennifer's classes. Always awesome. Thank you, Gail. You're so nice. And Sherry, I think I said that already, but Sherry said last month's garden was very cute. Thank you, Sherry. She's talking about this one right here, the wall art. Okay, good. Okay, so join that. You can go join right now up here. The link is in the video again that will take you to the blog where all the links are. So up here, Facebook, down here, and YouTube. I still have spots open for my one-day retreat in person in Cedar Hill, Texas. It's on July 25th. You can still register to attend in person. This will be offered as a to-go class as well. I just need to get my act together and figure out all the product we're using, and so I can advertise it for you properly. And but the in-person is awesome. It's a full day, like 9:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. We get together. You work on anything you want. You can bring I recommend bring some projects to work on, or kits, or past classes that you've taken from whoever, and you want to get them stamped and assembled. In addition, you can use some of my supplies while you're there, my die cut machines, so you don't have to bring those, my some of my stamps and dies and punches, etc. So it's a lot of fun. Side note, I thought that was a door. I don't think they'll be here this early, but the post office is picking up packages for me today. So if they come while I'm on video, I'm going to have to run in there and answer the door, but it'll be quick. They never come this early, but of course this could be the day. Okay. Oh, also, I still didn't make a graphic for this because I keep forgetting, but August in-person retreat in it's called Brazos House in what city is that? Rainbow, Texas. We have 2 spots open, 2 spots for Brazos House retreat in person. So if you want to do that, let me know and I'll get you the link. Thank you, Linda. Better Pages. Better go. What did you say? Oh, I get it. Linda corrected herself. She said, beautiful pages going to be made. It was a typo and then she corrected it. Okay. Thank you, Linda. Okay. Also, we're almost done. We've got the paper and ribbon share. Oh, I always forget I have this picture here. The in-person retreat. That's like how it looks. 3 people per table, plenty of space, all good. We provide snacks, all the stuff. Okay, paper and ribbon share for the new July online exclusives. These come out in July for customers. Speaking of new releases, let me point something out. I put this on my blog yesterday, and I should have put it in the email. Hold on. It's going to go out tomorrow. Let me write a note to add to email. It is a guide. So you can go to my blog, stamptherapist.com, and see it right now. It is a guide to Stampin' Up! Releases. Add releases to email. I can't talk and write other different words at the same time. Okay, so it is a guide to when Stampin' Up! Releases what. And if you're like me and you've been around 24, almost 25 years, and they obviously they're going to change stuff as they go. What is this? Okay. As the company progresses, right? Well, sometimes my brain cannot keep up with it. I'm like, when, especially, I don't know why it blows my mind about when they update the last chance list. I'm always asking my friend Robin, is it the even months or the odd month? Well, I don't need to ask her anymore. I got a chart right here. So this is for everybody. This is the one for customers. I also made one for my team and other demonstrators. But so this is for customers. It tells you what months we have a catalog released, what months we have new online products released, kind of what they are. Tells you demonstrators get to pre-order all these over a month ahead of time. Last chance list, they come out, they get updated, or it gets updated February, April, June, August, October, December. So I'll never forget. And then every single month what's released then. So go check it out. You can print it like I did. Make sure when you print it, you adjust your printer properties to shrink to fit. And I did it at 8 by 10 so that it would fit on my page, like an 8.5 by 11 paper. But anyway, other than that, you could go print it. You could save it as a document on your device to refer to all the stuff. So hope that is helpful. And long story short, in July, we have new product coming out, as y'all know, and I'm doing a share. So if you want to get all of the new, a sampling of all of the new papers and ribbons, sign up right now. I don't even know my deadline to sign up, but it's toward the end of this month. So it's probably coming up, probably July. I don't remember, honestly, but just sign up now, and I will be invoicing people very soon. I think I said the 25th, like in about a week, I think I'll be invoicing because that's whenever I'm allowed to by Stampin' Up. Anyway, you're going to get a sampling 6 by 12 of every new paper. There's some 6 by 6 paper as well. And then the 3 new ribbons, 2 yards of each ribbon. I forgot what I do. Okay. So I flipped through these papers last week. So check that out if you want to see that, each design. All right. And it's a good deal, by the way. Let me put it up on the screen real quick again. Only $33 if you pick it up, or $42 with shipping, because it's not as many papers as a big publication. But they're so good. We have the most adorable cats in our Halloween paper. You're going to want that paper either way. Now, of course, if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you can already buy all that stuff. All right, last but not least is, I know Sherry, she says, can't wait for that Halloween paper. Exactly. So cute. I can't wait to start working with it. Like it's June. That's how crafters think, right, y'all? We got to get our projects done, or it will be October 25th or something, and won't have anything done, and it'll be too late. So, All right, let's look at our last event that I'm talking about right now, which is the crafting cruise. I had someone inquire about it yesterday. I sent you the link if you're watching. And so if she joins and or with a friend, we're going to have even less spots left. I think we still have 7 spots left for crafters. As many guests, you can bring as many friends as you want that aren't crafters. So friends, family, kids, spouses, partners, cousins, parents, I don't care. Bring them all. They can use the group rate or whatever the best rate is that our travel agent gets you, which they always give the best. We have access to a group rate, so whichever is better is what they'll offer you. They'll give you options depending on the cabin you want, all the stuff. Anyway, if you add on the crafting portion, for those of you that do that, we're going to go, first of all, it's a Alaska cruise, August 2nd, 2027, out of Seattle, Washington. It's going to Sitka, Skagway, Juneau, and you'll go right up in this little corner of the ocean and view the Endicott Arm and Dawes Glacier. And the boat literally pulls up, I don't know what it's called, but they pull up into that little corner, and then the boat spins around it's more than 360. They spin around and go again or something. Be out up on the decks or on your balcony at that time, or you'll miss it. And it's like at 4 or 5 in the morning. But that's a side note. But it's really nice. Bye, Linda. Be careful. Okay. Quantum of the Seas is the ship. I just got off the sister ship, like the twin Anthem of the Seas. It's an amazing ship. I mean, I haven't been on Quantum, but basically same. That craft room is on the 13th level, and it has windows. So A, lots of light. B, look for whales. We did see whales like shooting water up in their backs out of that window when I was on the Stampin' Up cruise a couple weeks ago. And you also go to Victoria in Canada. Okay, so August 2 through 9, Quantum of the Seas. Everybody's welcome. And then the crafting portion includes 4 classes. They're self-paced, open house. You can come in and out of that room anytime you want and work on your projects. There will be stamping and product demonstrations, goodie bag of product, of course, 24/7 access to the crop room, assigned crafting space, at least a half a table per person. It will be a half table, actually. Half table per person. You also, on the ship, you get 24/7 room service. There is a free section of the room service, and then there's a like $8 service charge for other stuff. All your meals are included on the ship, and there's lots of free food, pizza 24/7. There's cafes with cookies and baked stuff, sandwiches. That what is that cafe called? That 270 Cafe 270. Y'all make sure you go there for lunch one day when you're on our cruise. It's nice. And then there's like a viewing area you can sit and eat that looks like the back of like our crop room, but it's another one with even taller windows. Okay, lots of free food. And of course, you can go to the dining room every night and have fancy dinner and all the stuff. Pools, entertainment, trivia, bars, nightclub, and more. Okay, so you're going to meet lots of cool people. You're going to have a door decorating contest that's optional, t-shirt, gifts every day. And like I said, this is from a different ship, but you get the idea. And separate class tables, by the way. So you'll have a table, landing spot, work on your class projects there, and anything you want. We have some limited supplies you can use, and then you can go over to the crafting, the class area, and complete your classes only over there with lots of space, if that makes sense. All right. Any questions? Let me know. France, good morning. I'm going to see you on the cruise, right? Yes. Okay. So there we go. Those are the events that I have coming up right now. More will be announced. That August retreat is offered to go as well. April and I just haven't fully put all our ducks in a row basically on that. But I will say that August retreat, the make and takes, are going to be with the violet. I forgot what it's called, but the new violet stuff. Okay. All right. So that's the end of that segment of the show. Next segment is deals and delights. Deals and delights. So coming up, or what's the word? Next thing for deals and delights. Make sure you're on my email list. I will email out the recipe cards for the 4 cards I'm going to make on today's video tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central. So you got to be on the email list to get these recipe cards. It's not step-by-step instructions. It is measurements on the left with a picture of the card and supply list on the right. So make sure you're on the email list for that. And then the next thing is product of the month. So this month you can get this stamp set for only $5 while supplies last. And I say this month, it came out this month. If it's still available in July, you can get it if you choose, and so on. But place a $75 or more order and you can add this on for only $5. It is, and I'm going to make cards with it today, so you'll see it more. Here are some samples from Stampin' Up that they provided us. Super cute, as you see. And any order of $75 or more with me will also earn you the product of the month bonus tutorials. So whether you pick the Wild Bunch stamp set or not, if you order 75 or more in the month of June, I'm going to send you, hey Dana, good morning, the tutorial for the Wild Bunch cards made by all these awesome ladies. 12 different cards designed by 12 different awesome demonstrators and with step-by-step instructions. Okay, so that's with any $75 or more every month, but it'll be the next product each month, if that makes sense. Okay, so make sure you do what you need to do to get that. And when you place a $75 or more order, you can add on 1 product of the month. Limit 1 per order and limit 1 of each item per person. But if we have old ones available, you can pick and choose which one you like. And once you, for example, get your Wild Bunch, you won't be allowed another one on that account. Okay. Check all my notes. Oh, Paper Pumpkin. This is our monthly subscription box. We have a craft subscription box, usually cards, sometimes not. They tell you ahead of time what it is. And July 10th, the 10th of the month is always the deadline. So July 10th is the deadline for the Hooray for Birthdays kit. That card on the bottom right is a fun fold. It's like one of those where you fold it. The front is scored in half and you bend it up and prop it up. I guess they're both fun. I guess all 3 are fun folds, actually. I just saw a partial video from Stampin' Up this morning, and then I had to stop for this video, and she was showing the one on the bottom right as a fun fold, but I see that now. They all are easel style cards, so they're all easel. Anyway, it looks really pretty. The happy and birthday, and there's another word, hooray, in black. They're stickers, so that's cool. They are stickers. The flowers are not stickers, but happy birthday and hooray are stickers. And in this kit, you're going to get a stamp set, ink, all the supplies to make the projects. This one is, let me see if I have my thing printed. Ooh, that's the old one. Did I print the new one? I think I didn't print it. Well, anyway, I'm pretty sure it's 9 cards, 3 designs, 3 of each. Let me pull this old one out so I can remind myself. This is old. Remind me to print the new one. Anyway, I think it's 9 cards, but there we go. So you can subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, cancel anytime, and you can do that through me. And if you do that through me, you will also receive a monthly free tutorial. Oh, sorry. I'll go back to that. A monthly free tutorial with bonus ideas using stuff from the kit plus additional supplies. And if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can purchase the coordinating add-on dies. They're like $12 or $13. I'm going to use these dies right here today. And I did unknowingly use last month quarters dies. We get those quarterly. I didn't know they had sold out, so I used it in today's project. Sorry, you cannot get those anymore. Whether you subscribe or not, they sold out. But those come out quarterly, and they are while supplies last, so I should have checked. But anyway, so if you're a subscriber, you can purchase that. while supplies last. You get that free tutorial from me, and that was all there was on that. Sorry. Okay. Any questions on any of this? Let me know. Cynthia, good morning from Texas. Yes, I'm in Texas too, in case you don't know. Yes, France. Midlothian, Texas here, and I do my in-person events in Cedar Hill, Texas. So as y'all come on, just like Cynthia just did, thank you very much, Cynthia and Dana. Please say hi, make a comment, even if you're watching replay. It's helpful to me. Also click like, give a thumbs up, any of that stuff. That's very helpful. So thank you very much for doing that. You know what's funny? I guess they don't show likes and comments on the service I'm using anymore. Interesting. I mean, they show comments. It used to show how many likes you had. It does not show that anymore. I know I have at least one because I clicked like. But yeah, it doesn't. Apparently, they don't show that anymore. Interesting. So I'll just trust y'all that you did it. Okay. Next up is actually, I don't think there's anything on the news desk. I did not update my notes here in my morning show. What kind of producer am I? But let's move on to stamp therapies, deals, and specials. So I'm the stamp therapist, Jennifer Cotton, and these are my deals. So my deal this week is a free class packet with order. So, hey, Lisa, no problem at all. June 15 through 21. Of course, you can attend this class in person or purchase it. But as far as a special goes, place a $35 or more online order with me June 15 through 21. And we will mail a class packet to you free to make these 4 cards. It will include everything you need other than the stamps. We're, of course, not allowed to stamp for you. But we will provide all the pieces, the designer paper, the ribbons, and the embellishments for you to make the 4 cards and PDF tutorial. So 35 or more. Of course, if your order is 75 or more, you'll get that product of the month tutorial and be able to add on the product of the month for $5 if you choose. So that is my stamp therapy special. And then I think we're already ready to look at the desk. I say already, I think it's early. I'm reading my notes. Yeah, I think so. My very unupdated notes. Okay, so I'm going to point the camera down. I have some show and tell today. So that's not show and tell. That's my pen. On my desk is what we're going to look at now. And I have, again, a little bit of new product just because I got it since I talked to you last. So I want to show it. I'm going to switch the camera down. I've got, and some cards to show and tell, basically. Team swaps. What is, oh, got it. I'll figure myself out. Okay. Switch the camera down. All right. Now let me add this. Oh, now it shows 3 likes. The heck? I don't know what's going on with this program, but none for, it's not showing YouTube. It's weird. I think, actually, I don't know what it's showing. Let's be honest. I don't know what that is. I just see a blue thumbs up and 3, a number 3. I'm assuming that's Facebook. Let me add this to my screen. Actually, no, I don't want to add that yet. It's going to block our view. Okay. Let's do these cards first. So first of all, Martha did a stamping demonstration at my May team meeting, and this was the card she made, and she gave me one. So I want to show it. It is a super easy, fun fold. And so she has the belly band on here. This is the actual card Martha made, or one of them. I don't know if it's the one from the video, but, and then it's like a pop-up wow inside fun fold, but super easy. So thank you, Martha, for doing that demonstration and giving it to me. So that's one of our team perks is we have monthly gatherings, either in person or on Zoom. And when we do in person, we stream it on Facebook in our group. And I always have a team member do a stamping demo because they're better than me at that. And then at our team meetings, we do swaps and have make and takes. So this is the June make and takes. They got to purchase this if they wanted to. And our meeting was on Zoom, so it was to go 5 cards using one of our ephemera packs, which is these stickers. The newer ephemera packs are stickers, just like that paper pumpkin, the black sticker. But anyway, so they got some designer paper with their kit. They got half a pack of ephemera, and then we die cut everything else for them. Thank you, Linda. And the instructions to make these cards at home with their own stamps, because it was a virtual meeting. And this month we did 5 cards. We usually do 4. And these are them. So this is only $10 for my team, or $15 with shipping. So that is another team perk, completely optional. We have people who don't. Is YouTube frozen? Can anyone comment? Debbie is asking, is YouTube frozen? Mine looks frozen too. I don't know why my iPad is doing this to me today. That's let me put this on the screen. So my screen is Facebook, but it keeps freezing up. So weird. Okay, not frozen. Not frozen. This is, well, I don't know if that's going to help her. But if you can hear me, Debbie, swipe out, close it, go back in. That's what I would do. That's what I keep having to do on my iPad, but I don't know what the deal is with that. Okay, so there's our make and takes. And then we have a swap again, which is optional. And these are the swaps. So, oh, actually I have one more now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We had 9 people swap. Let me see if I can grab hers real quick. I have one more. This one was late, but there was a problem with the mailing. And yeah, it's all good. Okay, so 9 people swap. So everybody's getting back one of each of these cards. And here is the one from Desiree. Desiree. It's a gift card holder. It's a trifold. It is awesome. She did that where you use the sunflower embossing folder, drag a black pad across it, add the ink, etc. Okay, then this one is from Yolanda, and this is one of the new bundles I just got. Anyway, we'll look at them in a minute, but super cute. Super cute. Yep, from Yolanda. This one's from Robin. I know Robin's she was here. Okay, good, Debbie. She closed it and reopened it. Yeah, I don't know if something's going on today affecting some of us or not. Anyway, look at Robin's super cool fun fold. Little closure there with these balloons, these awesome balloon dies. It's a whole bundle. And then this was our winner. Our team gets to vote on their favorite for the winner, and they win $20 in merchandise from me or product credits. And this was by Elaine. Isn't it cute? These flip-flops, these sunglasses. I love these sunglasses, like the style, like in real life. This one was from Terry. Look at this embossing. Amazing. And she turned it into a popsicle, which Everyday Arches dies as a popsicle. Amazing. I saw a card like that recently as well, where they had a bunch of small ones on a card, and I might have been in my team group. Anyway, I'm like, I got to copy that for summer. That'd be cute on a scrapbook page too. But a standalone card, Terry, awesome. And then this one is from Tracy. Tracy's, well, everyone had to mail these in this month because it was a virtual meeting. But Tracy is long distance, so when she swaps, she always mails hers in. Some of them drop them off on my porch. But anyway, this is the type of card that the paper pumpkin kit is, except it's the whole thing, not the flaps on here. Isn't that awesome? That Lily of the Valley stuff. This one is Kelly. Kelly. Just super elegant and pretty. Love gray and pink. Just love it. This is Martha. Feel better soon. She did some in hydrangea hue also, because you know you only get so many sheets of designer paper in a pack. Super cute. And this one is V. V's on here today as well. Oh, I think Martha's on here too. I forget who's watching today. Martha was on here, my coffee friend. And that is V. Awesome job, everybody. Okay. And then last but not least, so you can participate. What? Terry said this is packing tape. Oh, Terry, you just blew my mind. I'm glad you're here, Terry. I thought it was, you know how you can, anyway. She said that's packing tape, y'all. I can't even tell. I don't know where you patched that together. She had the world's most giant packing tape. All right, Terry, can you do a demonstration on our next team meeting for this? I'm officially asking you. Thanks, Allie. Walking to work. Allie and her, I don't know what you call that, but active lifestyle. Healthy, whatever. Yeah, Terry, that's awesome. Desiree in Colorado, did you see I just showed your card? Got it. Okay. We're good. All right, new product. So I told y'all about this. This is in the pre-order. It's called Raven's Tail. Look how big this bird is. Let me get it out. I have not taken mine out yet. But yeah, actual size here on the front. Also, I think it was my team had to tell me that Nevermore is Edgar Allan Poe. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, okay. But it's also from Wednesday. So either one you want to call it. But this Raven is 3 1/8 inches tall, 3 inches wide, super detailed. When you stamp it, you just stamp it in black on white, and it looks like I don't know what kind of sketching you call that, but it's sketched, but like there's no coloring needed. It just looks perfect. Quoth the Raven, Halloween, Happy, this fancy corner edge image. I think I said Happy, and then Nevermore. So Quoth the Raven and Nevermore are cursive, and the other two are like a Halloween style font print. Anyway, so that's Raven's Tail. This is available in July if you're a customer, or right now if you're a demonstrator, or if you want to join as a demonstrator right now, you can add it to your starter kit. Close it properly. You're welcome, Terry. Yes. Okay. This one, Summer Happiness, is also in the pre-order. This is the one. What's her name? Yolanda and I think Terry. Elaine used in these swaps. No. Okay, the flip-flops are from this other one. So, but the sunglasses, yeah, must be from this one. Okay, so this one is Elaine's. Here we go. I haven't used these yet, so I don't know the product. Yolanda Swap, Summer Happiness. This is in the pre-order. There is a washi tape that goes with it, which I'll show. But here's the stamp set. It's a bundle. You get, if you buy both, okay, larger than pictured on the front. But see how Stampin' Up! Now is putting the stamps for the picture in the same order as the stamps. So it helps you a lot, put them back better and see if you're missing one. Larger than pictured on the front here. We've got, it's called Summer Happiness. Outline images that you can color in. 2 cherries with stems and little leaves about 1 1/4 inch. A glass jar, like a juice jar or whatever, with a striped straw in it, and then a line where the liquid is, and slices of citrus in there. That is 1 1/2 inches tall. A sun, so it's a solid swirls in the middle. So when you stamp it in yellow, for example, like this, you won't need to color this one at all. And then lines, like hand-drawn lines coming out all the way around in a circle. It's 1 1/4. Flip-flops, so you can just stamp these flip-flops and then color in the bottom of the flip-flop and the whatever those are called on top will be clear, 1 1/4 inches tall. A daisy style flower with its outline so you can color it in, but lots of detail, 1 1/4. A pineapple, again, lots of detail lines on it, but color it in, 1 3/4 tall. These cool sunglasses, which Yolanda stamped here in black on Pool Party, die cut out, and then die cut out the lenses in silver foil and glued those on top. So those glasses are 2 inches wide. A camera, like a little 1 1/4 inch long, old-fashioned type camera. Areas that you can color in as well. I said that already. A little solid, no coloring needed flower, like just a flower with 3 little leaves. It's just solid, no detail. So that's like an accent you can put wherever. And then the words. We have summer adventures. That's 4 inches long, cursive, capital on summer adventures. So happy together, stacked on top of each other, 1 1/2 by 2 1/4. Cursive, S is capital. And fun in the sun. Same cursive, fun in the sun on bottom. About 1 3/4 by 1 1/4. Okay, so awesome bundle. Stamp set. The bundle. We got the dies here. Of course, you can cut out your stamped images. Then you've got the standalone. There is this standalone flip-flop? Yeah, standalone flip-flop dies. So the top, the bottom, the sole, and the top part. Standalone, you can make the sunglasses standalone if you just do the outline and then the 2 lenses. 2 standalone flowers, it's 1 die. It cuts out 2 flowers with lots of lines in the petals, and they are rounded petals with a circle center that will be embossed on there. 1, 2, 7 petals each. And I believe that's it. So, of course, again, you can die cut out all the stamped images. Okay, so that's in the pre-order. And then here's the washi tape, which does match up with the dies, but there's individual dies. So you can stick this to vellum or cardstock or whatever. And, of course, you can just use it. But, ooh, it peels very easy. Anyway, you can stick it to paper and then die cut these images out. So it's how wide is this? 3 1/2 inch wide washi tape with little yellow dots in the background, and then images of flip-flop sunglasses, pineapple, cherries, flowers, the drink. I think that's pretty much it. There are images of the little flower. I assume that fits the die as well, the solid flower with the 2 leaves. And the colors, I don't know the official colors, but they look like Pool Party, probably Strawberry Slush, a yellow, another green here, maybe Lost Lagoon, black, of course. Pretty, very pretty. Okay, so there it is. That is called, by the way, I kept the thing here, Summer Happiness Washi Tape, and it's 168125. Summer Happiness Washi Tape. Okay. So those are all in the pre-order. Getting ready for summer. And then this one has already been out. It's current. You can order it now, but I just got it. And I couldn't resist it. It's called Splash and Relax. You can make pool rings. Basically, that's what these stamps do. They make pool rings and beach balls. And then lots of cute words. Relax and enjoy. Thank you. Wishing happiness floats your way. It's your day to make a splash. Fun in the sun. Hello, sunshine. Okay, and then some of these stamps are details on the pool ring and stuff. Let me see. This is them organizing it like the front, but it appears to be almost actual size on the front. They are slightly larger in real life. And then, yeah, just slightly a tiny bit bigger than this in real life. And then these dies, they pair really well with that other one I just showed you because there's other sunglasses, these adorable ones. I don't know what style these are called, but they're super cute. Another type of flip-flop, and on this one, the bottom the sole has lines on it, so a lot more detail, and then just a different strap thing. A visor, a sun visor, 2 parts, standalone die to cut out the like 2 parts you lay on top of each other so you can have detail. Let me see. There is like a frozen drink cup and lid. So fraps, shakes, whatever. What else? I didn't actually study this. There's some extra dies here. I think they showed us what these are for at our onstage event at convention, but I do not remember. They're part of something, though, to build stuff. And there's, of course, 2 basically circles that cut out the life, or the ring, the float ring, and the beach ball. And the float ring, it cuts out the center. There you go. Very cute, right? Splash and relax. This will be great for scrapbooking and card making. Those summer pages. All right, that's it. That's it. Now, let's actually get crafty and make something. So here, move my spots out of my way and reach all my stuff. Okay. So today I'm making 4 cards. The first 2 will use the Wild Bunch stamp set, which is our product of the month right now with Stampin' Up. So you can... Robin, who's a slacker? What? I don't know what I said. I should look at the comments more timely. Okay, what am I trying to say here? I lost my train of thought, but I'm going to make 2 cards with Wild Bunch. As you know, product of the month, $5 with a $75 or more purchase, while supplies last. So this stamp set, Wild Bunch, is adorable. We have the Highland cow. The images are pretty much actual size there. So we have a Highland cow outline, sort of sketch style. And so it's cutesy, but it's not super kiddish, if that makes sense. And they're outlined so you can color them in. About 1 5/8 tall. A snail that's about a little over 1 inch tall by 1 3/4 wide, going to the right. Little antenna things, whatever those are called on a snail. Little smiley face. A koala bear, 1 3/4 inches tall, just kind of sitting all 4 legs down, staring straight forward. And a little penguin, 1 1/2 inches tall. It's 1 foot's raised up like it's walking, and it's leaning to our top right. And again, outline so you can color it in, sketched. There's a hand-drawn heart, just like 1/2 inch tall. A hand-drawn present, so a box with a bow, 4 loops on top and diagonal stripes. 5/8 inches tall. A party, like a birthday hat that's it's like a little over 3/4 inch tall. It does not have a line on the bottom of it. So you can stamp it directly on top of anyone's head and there won't be a line on the bottom. There's just like a leafy image. My friend Mary Ann used this on a card I saw. It's actually a secret card, but anyway. Kind of as like under, what's it called in the ocean? The ocean grass or whatever. Anyway, it's just a stem with lots of leaves and stuff on it. 1 3/4 tall, basically. Then the last image, besides the words, is about 1 3/4 wide and 1 inch tall, and it is like a checkerboard or checker images, but the squares are drawn with diagonal scribbles in a square shape, and each square is a different size, but it's 3 lines of 3 squares each in a checker pattern. Okay, then we got the words. Happy birthday. Thank you for all you do. Hi, friend. Sending love. Just a little note. And those are all, I don't know why I pulled the stamp set out because I've mounted everything I'm going to use. Those words are all handwritten, printed font, not, or whatever it's called, not cursive. Handwritten though. Okay, let's make card number 1. Card number 1. This card's pretty simple, to be honest. It's pretty simple. I will be sending these recipe cards out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central on the on a video. Yay, Desiree, you saw your card. So did I say video? Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I will email out the recipe cards with all the measurements for these cards I'm making. But if you want the full step-by-step instructions, you can get the class and it will come with it, or you can purchase the tutorial only in that class link. But the card base is 5.5 by 8.5, 5.5 by 8.5. You just take your 8.5 by 11 inch paper and cut it in half. And then I like to align the 2 corners on the table to fold it in half against my thumbnail, and then do all my creasing with the bone folder. And then, so that's our card base. This will be a portrait up and down card, and I'm going to set that aside. That will fit, though, into the invitation size envelope, this size right here, normal card making. This is a Stampin' Up envelope, medium. So that's a medium envelope size. Or we have these clear medium envelopes, which are my favorite. You can actually use both of those combined together. Put your card in a clear one, put it in the white one, very protected when it goes to the mail. Okay, your packet's going to look like this. You're going to have a piece of Cajun Craze in the back, and surprise, it has a hole cut in it because that's where we got this layer from. So Cajun Craze on the background, and then the next layer is Country Woods designer paper. Country Woods. This paper has been around forever, so who knows when it's going to retire. Let me consult my paper here. Now, technically, things can run out and they can sell out at any moment, and unfortunately, they're gone. But what month are we? June. So we just had a last chance list come out. So August will be the next official update of last chance items, in case you want to monitor that. But Country Woods paper is a bunch of different wood grains, and this is one of the darker woods. I've cut it so that the lines are going across horizontal, and that's our next layer. Then we have these 2 Everyday Arches dies, pre-die cut for you. These are the Everyday Arches dies. I've got the measurements again in the email, but looks like 4th and 5th from the largest. So the larger one is Cajun Craze, and the next down is Basic White. And we also have a Basic White label from Nested Essentials dies. Love these dies. Never know when these are going to go away either. They've been around for a long time also. They have banners, curved edge rectangles, and what I call the coffin shape, all layering. You know, you can nest them on top of each other. So Nested Essentials. And this is that smallest label for our greeting. All right, let me grab my stamps. I did forget to. Did I? No. Oh, I didn't forget. Okay, so I got this ready for my in-person class Saturday. Everything they need's in here, supposedly. But let's pull it out for me. I'm going to use Cajun Craze, yes, on this card. And Memento Black. So I'm still using Memento Black right now. Still using it. We do sell a new black pad though. And you can use it for blends, which are these alcohol markers here. You just want to use a not an alcohol ink with alcohol blends, so a water-based ink. Oh, my stamps. I'm like, what else do I need? Okay, this is going to be my Highland Cow card, the cute little Highland Cow, in my opinion, the cutest stamp in this set. Oh, I forgot to say the ribbon, sorry. You get a piece of the gray granite variegated ribbon in your class packet as well. Okay, we're going to use the checkerboard stamp. And there's a couple of greeting choices that'll fit on this card well. Thank you for all you do, and just a little note. They're both stacked, so they're that rectangle shape. I'm going to do thank you for all you. No, I'm going to do this one. Just a note, just a little note. in Cajun Craze. So tap, 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 don't press hard. Straight down, straight up on this rectangle, and it will be landscape. Just a little note. So just a little is they're all caps on top, and then note is all caps on bottom, but note is a lot bigger, and it's like handwritten. I think that's all I need this. Oh, no, that's a lie. Okay, Memento Black. This is one of those pads that's firm, so you can tap a little firmer on several times. Just ink it up. Yay, Debbie, you just got Wild Bunch. I combined that with what you were saying, Gail, seaweed. No, Robin, you didn't hear. Oh, I got you. No, you didn't hear Britty because she is fully asleep right over there. But you're still correct on saying slacker. Okay, right here toward the top of the white arch, I'm going to stamp the Highland Cow in Memento Black. And then at the bottom, I'm going to stamp this checker. So it's made so that you can keep stamping in a row and, you know, like interlock them. I'm going to stamp off on my scratch paper. This is I love this new scratch paper from Stampin' Up. It's really large. And then I'm going to stamp this at the bottom, hanging off the left and hanging off the bottom in stamped off Cajun Craze. And then I'm going to repeat, ink it up, stamp it off, and just align the next two squares with that single one, or vice versa if you flipped it around, and you can continue that pattern on. So I just want that lighter Cajun Craze. That's why it was stamped off, and I did go off the edges both times. Okay, now I'm finished with this ink. And now I'm going to do the coloring. So for our cow, for this card, I'm using Cajun Craze. If you're taking this class in person, you're going to want to pay attention when we're using coral versus Cajun, because they are similar colors, but it's a huge difference on the two cards because one is a lot lighter than the other. So this is Cajun, the dark one. Cajun Craze, yes. And I'm going to use Petal Pink. These are Stampin' Up colors, of course. Everything matches and coordinates with Stampin' Up. So we have paper, designer paper, ribbons, etc. And these accessories and all these colors. Don't need that one. And this one doesn't have a label yet. Crumb Cake. So I've got Crumb Cake, Petal Pink, and Cajun Craze for these cards. I mean, for this cow. Okay, I'm going to start out with my Cajun. It doesn't really matter which section you start with, and I'm going to start with dark and add dark where I think shadows should go. I'm coloring the top part of the ear. I just copied how someone else colored this on Pinterest, basically. The sides of the face on the left and right of the nose, and then the body on bottom is where I'm putting Cajun right now. So I'm adding dark where I want, you know, a little detail or shading or whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to go over, that was, what are they supposed to say dark? Dark? Dark. Oh, that's coral. Get it together, Jennifer. Cajun. This is what I'm telling y'all in class. It's confusing. Cajun. Okay. Obviously, like if you take this to go, I'm going over everything with light, including the dark portions. If you take this to go, you can use other coloring methods too. You could heat emboss and watercolor. You could stamp in hybrid ink and watercolor. You could use colored pencils, whatever you want. Anyway, but yeah. So when you do the light, you go over the dark portion as well to blend it together. Try not to go outside of the lines like I just did. If you see, what I'm doing is I'm seeing parts that aren't blended well, and you can see like a line between light and dark. So I just go over that with the light to, it's literally blending it out. I feel like that sounds repetitive because they're called blends, but that's literally what you're doing is blending it out. Now you can go back and add more dark, more light. You can keep on as many times as you want. It will bleed through to the other side, but it won't damage your paper because it's alcohol based. Put that lid back on right away because it's alcohol based. Oh, now I'm going to use dark only on the top. This is one of my blends. I have 2 in this class that might require my little needle nose pliers to do that. I don't know why this one does that, but this one got cracked. Not by me. Okay, I'm using dark Cajun for that top, you know, that hair on top of the Highland cow's head. I'm not blending here. I'm just doing dark only so that it's hopefully different than the rest of the body. And again, if you see little streaks and lines, I don't know if y'all can see those on there, but I can in real life, just keep coloring and it smooths out, even if you're only using one shade. That's why I love blends. I am not an artist, not artistic, and not good at coloring, but the blends, it doesn't matter. So I see a little spot there, and you can just keep evening things out. There we go. Okay. Now for petal, actually, I'm going to do the crumb cake next. Let's see if this one comes off. See, it worked this time, but sometimes you have to get these pliers out. That's because I'm not strong enough to pull that out of the lid if it gets stuck. Okay, dark crumb cake. Crumb cake I'm putting in this middle, like above the nose. And the fluffy part of the tail. So I did dark first. I did forget. I want the first part of the tail to be Cajun. So that was the dark. And then I'll go light crumb cake. Just like before. Bring it in, blend it. My crumb cake takes more blending than my other blends, if that makes sense. I have to really circle it over there. It works. It just takes a little bit more work. Okay, so crumb. And last but not least, petal pink on the nose, horns, and bottom of the ears. Dark. And again, if it's not enough shading for you, after you go in with the light, go back and add more dark and then blend it out if needed. All right, so that's how we color with blends. I will say less on the next card because I am going to color a snail on the next one. What are y'all thinking? I used the snail this week. Very cute. Yes, Lori. Gail, are you okay there with your emojis? Okay, so there's our cute cow. So cute. It's so cute. Like I said, thank you, Gail. This card is very simple. I don't want y'all to get too excited. It's very simple. I'm going to need the blends again on the next one, but now I forgot what color, so I'll do the process again. Okay, so let's attach these all together. My Stampin' seal. If I hope always that somebody caught this video, even on replay, if it's never stamped before, never made cards, whatever, never paper crafted, anything. So if you are that person, let me know what questions you have, you know, even on replay, and I can get you hooked up with lots of info. So very fun hobby. That's why y'all should share it with your friends, your non-stamping friends. Okay, so we got our card base. I attach the designer paper to the Cajun craze and then that to the card base. It's a very skinny border on both of those. So just don't press too hard until you're sure about placement because the border's so skinny, it's easy to mess up. And then now I will attach my white stamped arch. See all that ink bleeding through to the Cajun arch. Again, we'll die cut those for you. I'm just going to add my Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of this. I've got my minis here. This is a used one where I've cut up some edges, but I'm going to use these right now. Anyway, I like the mini Stampin' Dimensionals the best because they just do. but we also sell them in a regular size. So either size works. It's whatever your preference is. And you might use 6 on this like me, or you might use approximately 30 like my friend Alejandra. Or you might be in between. Whatever works for you. Although if you're in my class, 6 if you're using mine. Okay, right in the center, just put that arch on there. Super cute. Then we're going to tie this ribbon in a bow. So it's a piece of ribbon for your class packet. Gray granite variegated. You can tie a regular bow if you're good at that. I do bunny ears because I'm not good at the other kind. So, oh, good, Gail. I was like, is Gail exhausted over there? But yes, girl. Britty she's exhausted. Oma says he's so cute. I know, right? He's the cutest cow. I do wish, I don't like to be negative, but I wish he had a dye. But it's okay. It's okay. You can hand cut him out, but I wish he had a dye. But anyway. Okay. 2 bunny ears. Lots of space in between. 2 tails that are about equal. Lots of space is the most important. That and keeping the ribbon flat so that if you did let it go like this, it would not be twisted and turned. And then you take your right bunny ear, if you're right-handed, bring it over in front of the left one, cross it over, push that right bunny ear into the rabbit hole, keeping the ribbon as flat as possible the whole time, and then pull, and then make your bow. Of course, if you're me anyway, you always have to adjust the bow, the loops, or the tails, or both. And I mean, it's a little off. Let me try again. It's a little off. This is why I prefer if I could just do it from the roll. I would have plenty of ribbon. That one's better though. However, when you're in a class, it has to be pre-cut. So I'm going to do it the way you guys have to do it. But if you have your own ribbon at home and you're making something, I recommend highly that you don't cut off a piece. You just leave it attached to that roll. These are my new scissors here. You leave it attached to the roll. Tie your bow, and then you won't have any waste on the one side where you just trim it off. And if it's wonky, you can untie it and try again. Okay, so there's my bow. That one's still a little. Okay, I'm going to put a mini glue dot on the top of the bow in the center and stick this to the bottom left corner of just a little note. Then I'll flip that over backwards and add some more Stampin' Dimensionals. Not more, but add some Stampin' Dimensionals. Not on the ribbon, but around it. You can add another glue dot to the ribbon if you want, but I don't think it's necessary. Actually, this is going to hang off the right-hand side, so on the right, I'm going to double stack these dimensionals because this white part is raised up, the cow is raised up. So if I put dimensionals on the part that touches that, and then the other side hangs off, it will be too high, if that makes sense. Okay, so just position this where it looks good on your card. I'm putting the greeting over to the right, not all the way down, so it covers up a little bit of his right foot and a little bit of the checker. And that's literally the whole card. That's it. It's very simple, super cute. We get the Highland cow, some good colors, and that's it. Card number 1 in the books. All right. And you too can get this class packet if you see the info there. Okay, card number 2. Card number 2. Here's your packet for this one. We've got a Calypso Coral card base. Calypso Coral. Thanks, Alejandra. I know. Thank you, Lisa. Alejandra said this is a cute set for sure. For sure. Okay, Calypso Coral. It's like not like Cajun Craze. It's just the names being similar with the C's confuse me, my brain. And anyway, obviously they're different, but they do look good together. But we're doing Calypso Coral card base, 5.5, 8.5, folded in half, and it will be portrait. And then next is good, Alejandra. I couldn't figure out what color people were using, so I just like looked at their samples to see what it looked like to me, and that's what I thought. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Okay, the next layer is basic white, and it has been embossed with the Ladybug Garden, the Ladybug embossing folder. I forgot the name, but I think Ladybug Garden. Anyway, it is a current embossing folder, and it's in the online store, if nowhere else, I don't know. And it's a regular size folder, and it's one of those thick 3D ones, and it puts ladybugs and little flowers all over, small like 1/2 inch ladybugs and flowers. So it's super cute, and we will pre-emboss that for you. Yes. And then we got the matching paper. This is from Homemade Sweetness. So this is the one. I don't have my papers over here to show y'all today because we're in prep for class. Here, Scott is cutting this class, but it's the one that is partnered with the jar, the I can't think of the name of it, homemade whatever, the jelly jar stamp set. It's like a big jelly jar. So on the back is a blue gingham, super cute, like gingham plaid, whatever. Like, is that the right word? And on this side is flirty flamingo background with white small daisies, yellow center, and little Calypso Coral ladybugs all over it. So that is a little strip of that paper we're going to put over here to the left side of this card front. And again, measurements will be emailed out tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central. Now this circle right here, I kind of just used this because I wanted to. Hold on, I got my dies in the wrong place. But like I could have used a stylish shaped dies circle, but this circle right here is a paper pumpkin dies circle. It's called Detailed Flora Dies. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can purchase these dies, and they come with 4 dies. This set comes with 4 dies. It's again about $12 or $13. I forgot to memorize the price. By the way, I do email, when I email out, I always never say this, but when I email my stuff tomorrow, there's also toward the bottom of the email a link to take you to the supply list that I used on these cards. So you can go view that, which will give you the name if you forgot the name of these dies, and the price, and it'll link you to the store and all that. And on my blog at 11 a.m. Central today, the supply list is at the very bottom of that blog post about these cards. Side note. Okay, so 4 dies. And it's the circle, which is, it's like pierced and stitched. It's like dot line, dot line. I don't know if you can see that on there, but it's pierced and stitched, the circle. And it is about, after it's cut, it is 2 3/4 inches. And I cut it in white. We'll cut that for you. But I did want to show you. So here are all the dies. So if you die cut this, there's one die that cuts out 2 different kinds of flowers and 2 different flower centers. So if you cut it twice, I cut it once in yellow and once in coral, you can mix and match the centers and get 4 flowers there. So I cut it once in Calypso Coral, once in Daffodil Delight, and then I flip-flop the centers. Then this die is one die that cuts out 2 exact, I think they're exactly the same, a stem with 2 leaves. So I cut that once in Granny Apple Green, and I made those 2 flowers right there. And then these were bonuses because I had cut this double. And then this leaf, it cuts out a leaf. The flowers are very small, by the way, 3/4 of an inch or less, and the stems are about 1 inch tall. And then there's this leaf, let me remove that, that is about 1 3/4 inches tall. It's sort of a short, fat leaf with lots of veins, in, actually, I think cut into it. Yeah, those are cuts. So lots of detail. So this is the circle from the dies, the flowers and leaves it makes, and that big leaf. Okay. And these will coordinate with the paper pumpkins that come out over the next 3 months, but you can use them alone, obviously. Okay. That is detailed flora dies. Long story to tell you, that's where the circle came from. And these are the 2 stylish shapes dies that would coordinate with this. So you could layer really nice. This one's stylish shapes, and this one is stylish shapes. Just to show you, really nice. Okay. Hopefully not TMI, but there you go. Yeah, exactly. Gail says, Allie, your 30 dimensionals versus Jennifer's 6. And Alejandra says, just a bit more dimensionals for me. Thank you, Robin, by the way. France, thank you. Sorry, I'm just seeing this. Lisa, thank you. France, thank you. Desiree, thank you. Okay. All right. So we got the circle, 2 3/4. Then we've got this scallop circle in Calypso Coral. That's from our Scalloped Blooms dies. Scalloped Blooms dies. All those different sizes of scallops, really, they go really big. This is the 3rd from the largest, I believe. 3rd from the largest. I put the measurements on the recipe card for tomorrow. But these dies are awesome. You should get those. They definitely stand alone. You can get them with the bundle or alone. They're great. Okay, so we have that scallop that goes behind it. And then a little strip of white for our greeting. And a piece of linen thread. Okay, so let's stamp. We're going to stamp on this card, on this circle, the snail. Memento black again. You can use hybrid black as well. We don't sell Memento anymore. Full disclosure. Okay, my snail is going to go over here toward the top and just a tiny bit toward the left of the circle. Toward the top. Not all the way to the top. And then the heart. I did add the heart image in Calypso Coral. Just kind of above the snail's head there, floating. And then my greeting, you can fit happy birthday, sending love, or even hi friend. I think I'll do hi friend. Those 3 will fit on this strip. And I'm just going to stamp in the center of my white strip. So it'll be longer than you need, I think, for any of these greetings. But hi friend right there. And it's all caps, hi, comma, friend, handwritten. So it's about a little over 1/4 of an inch tall. 3/8 is how tall that greeting is. Okay. And now I will color. So for this one, I want Calypso Coral, Coral, Coral. Flirty Flamingo Dark. That's just for the cheeks. I learned that from Alejandra. And Crumb Cake. Okay. So first, I'll do the body. So I'm going to add the little cheeks. Flirty Flamingo Dark. You can probably use any pink. And you just literally put a dot where the cheeks go. And then I'm going to color the I don't know if body is the right word, but the body of the snail crumb cake. I already talked about this on the last time I colored a card, so it's fine. It's fine. It's the cracked one. I have a little dark wherever I think some shadow should go. Full disclosure, this dark is drying out probably because it's cracked, but it works because that's just the shadow. And I have plenty of crumb cake blends over here. Okay, now when you do the cheeks, you just literally, whatever color your animal is or person, you go over that pink with that color. And then it softens it and gives you a nice little blush. Again, I'm blending the dark by brushing over it or making little circles over it. Color those little antennae. That's it. Okay, super cute. Need a tad more dimensionals. A tad. If anyone's ever seen it, she doesn't use a tad more. I'm just saying. Okay, now I've got Calypso Coral. So I've got the dark. Now this shell, it's a swirly thing on the back, the snail's back, and there's lots of detail, little lines where you can add the dark if you need a guide like me. And then go over it with the light. I'm also going to color in that heart with the light. Look, I want my readers right now. I feel like I might go outside of the lines. If not, I don't know why. So there's many different ways people color, but like for an image like this, I like to do that outline so then I can just freely color in the middle and not worry about going outside the lines. And it does not look too, the way I do it, it doesn't look too cute at first until you really get it blended and make all the harsh lines disappear, basically. And then again, you can go back and add more dark if you need more shadowing, all the stuff. And then I'm just going to carefully color inside this outline heart, which I stamped in Calypso Coral. And then I'm coloring it with light Calypso Coral. Okay, just like that. So pretty simple there on the snail. You see some shadowing. It's not blended well. Blend it. There you go. And then, right here, my greeting. I'm just going to cut the ends at an angle, same direction, really either direction you prefer, but I went bottom right to top left on both ends. Does not have to be perfect. So I cut off that excess though. That's why I said stamp in the middle. And I'm going to tie a bow with this linen thread, but let me go ahead and start putting this together. So my circle will go on my scallop. Designer paper just is going to go toward the left with about a 1/4 or so inch of the white showing. It's possible this white shrunk a little when we embossed it. Yeah, I think it shrunk a little. So if you want to trim off the excess designer paper, I would recommend flipping it upside down and doing it with scissors, not your paper trimmer, honestly. I wouldn't do that because it's too short of a, I mean, whatever. If you have a trimmer that'll work on, but mine would fray it. Anyway, if you want to cut it off, if it shrunk. I didn't think about that when I told Scott about this card, so he did not make it a little longer. It's fine. Okay, so that goes on our base. This is a wider base than the first card. Then we'll do a tad of dimensionals. Oh my goodness. No, for real. Let me see how many I'm going to do. I think 5 is fine. Like, it's fine. I'm going to put 5 on here on this big scallop circle. What time is it? Oof. I feel like, you know who, my co-host over there, I'm ready for lunch. Okay, my circle is going to go toward the top. I think on my original, I kind of put it toward the top, and toward the right instead of centering it. I don't know what looks better, but you can put it wherever you want. I'm going to go a little toward the right instead of centering it. Why? Just to be different. I'm going to tie this linen thread into a double bow. So you'll have one long piece of linen. I think we do about 20 inches. Let me check. This thing measures, you can't see it, but it measures up to, this is 16 inches on this scratch paper. Yeah, it's about 20 inches whenever I do a double bow. By the way, this is a tip, but I don't have it over here where I can show y'all. But I have a piece of cardboard, that's a little less, because it's thick, than 10 inches long. And I have written on it double bow template or something like that. And so it's a little less, a tiny bit less than 10 inches. And what we do is we wrap, if this was 10 inches, we wrap the linen thread around it, or twine. This does not, if for ribbon, you might need a different size ribbon. So this is for twine and thread. We wrap it like that. If this was 10 inches long, we cut it there, and we instantly have 20 inches because it is 10 on this side and 10 on this side. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. I'll show that one day if y'all want me to. So that's how we cut a bunch of these for class. Super easy. We hold it like this with our thumb where it starts, and we wrap it around, and we go 1, 2, 3, and we count to however many we need, and then we make one cut, and we have 20 twines. Okay, long story short, 20 inches of twine, fold it in half, cut it in half. Now you have 2 twines, and you're going to tie it into a bow. What was I going to say? I don't do bunny ears for this because I get confused. My brain gets confused because it's so skinny. I don't know why. So I just do a regular bow for this, which I'm not great at teaching that on a video. If your tails are not how you wanted them, start over. If they're not the length you wanted them. I always end up doing it too short, especially on a video. But you can just keep tying it until they're right. Right meaning how you want it. Girl, what am I doing wrong? Girl. So I'm going to go less on this side. There we go. Okay. It's kind of a medium-sized bow. When you're finished, you can trim your tails. Ooh, look. Oh my gosh, that never happens. But trim them if they're not even. I'm going to do the same thing as I did on the last card. Thanks, Eleanor. Good morning. What DSP? This is called Homemade Sweetness. Let me triple check that that is correct. I'm going to Stampin' up real quick. Homemade. Yes, Homemade Sweetness. It is that one that has little honey jars, fruits, school notebook paper, spoons, etc. If you remember that paper. And it is still available. Okay, glue dot on the front of the bow. Double bow. Bow is going to go on the right side of the greeting. I think I didn't pick up my glue dot. Nope, left it sitting right there. Bottom right of the greeting. This greeting is shorter than my original card because it's literally a shorter greeting. I did happy birthday. You'll see it here in just a second. So I may adjust where I put it on the card. I'm going to add a couple of mini dimensionals on the rest of the back of this greeting. I might do 3 on the other one because it is longer. I did 2 on that one. And I think I want high friend like right there. And then I'll just adjust my bow a little bit. And that is card number 2. Let me show you this original. It says happy birthday. So it's longer. So it's more to the right, like hanging off the right a little bit more. Or maybe it's just a different position. I don't know. But, you know, you can adjust every card. Welcome. You're welcome, Julie. I can't talk. You can adjust every card as needed. My heart stamped a little different here. It's a little cuter on that one. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. All right. That was card number 2. So those are the 2 cards for this month with that bundle or that stamp set, Wild Bunch. My next 2 cards for card class are using Relaxing Waterside. So class is like one day before Father's Day. So if you're coming to card class, you can make these be Father's Day. But of course, there's plenty of greetings in this stamp set to use that are not Father's Day. As you see, we've got it, and you can, if you're stamping at home, you can use other ones, but you've got today is your day. Depending on the card that we're making, different things fit, but have a great birthday, relax, here's to a new chapter, dad, and then happy Father's Day. Okay. So that's why I'm using this bundle for art class this month. But I realize if you're taking it to go, it will be too late unless you come pick it up at my house on Saturday, which you can. Otherwise, it'll be too late for Father's Day cards. But they don't have to be masculine only. You'll see when I make them, and they are definitely not only Father's Day. Okay, so I've used Relaxing Waterside on a previous video where I made 4 cards. So A, you can go check that out and see some cool cards. And B, that is where I went over all the details of this bundle and what the stamps look like and what the dies look like. So I won't be doing all that right now, but you can see it here. The dies have standalone. There's 2 different kind of chairs you can make. Standalone, you can stamp and die cut out the other Adirondack chair. There's a couple of grass stamps, like with cattails. I mean, no, these are just grasses. Sorry. A couple of different grass stamps you can stamp and die cut out. There's cattail dies. There's a couple of different birds, etc. So that's what we're using on these next 2 cards. And let's get started. Let me pull off the dies we need for class. I haven't done that yet, so I might as well do it now. Oh, but these aren't my dies. Hold on. Oh, I'm not sure. Never mind. I had to borrow because I'm using the same bundle on wall art. So these are Robin's dies and Karen has my dies. Side note. Okay, I'm just going to put it there. Card number 3. Card number 3. Card number 3. Look at all the stuff we're going to die cut for you. So we have a pecan pie card base. Pecan pie. This will be portrait. I think all 4 cards today are portrait, up and down. And then lots of pieces in here for this card. So you have got 2 pieces of designer paper. This is the Waterside Retreat, I believe is the name, designer series paper. You will have a piece that they're the same size. That is this pool party with just solid, like, I guess silhouette birds flying on it in darker pool party. The back has the bicycles. Again, I showed this paper on that previous video. If you want to see that, you can definitely check that out. And then this plaid, which is like green. It's basically greens, super light green with a couple of darker green for the lines that are painted on to make that plaid. They don't list peaceful pine as a color in this paper, but to me that looks like peaceful pine. And then old olive. And actually they might call this background like gray granite or something. Anyway, the back is a really nice piece that's got more detailed birds on it. Okay, so you got those 2 pieces there. They're going to go on the front of our card here. Then you've got a 1/2-inch strip of peaceful pine cardstock that will go right across the center there. Nice between the 2 designer papers. We've got what's this? Oh, I think I grabbed the wrong thing for this card. Hold on. Let me check Scott. Yeah, he did cut it. I'm going to run around the corner and grab, oh, this is a scrap, but I didn't grab my arch. Long story short, Scott cut everything for these, but they're not bagged yet, so I had to make my own bag last night. I'm going to go over where my co-host is and grab it. It's an arch. And I know you can't hear me now because I walked away from the microphone. I should take a picture of all of the pieces piled up over there before they're organized. Okay, so we have pre-die cut for you a basic white arch from the Everyday Arches dies. This is, I do not know which one. I'm going to put all that. I put the measurements in the email, the recipe cards, but it looks like it's probably the 4th. Probably 4th from the largest Everyday Arches, basic white. a scrap of white, and then what we pre-die cut for you, the pieces to make the Adirondack chair with like the, what I would call the regular back. So you've got the base of the chair, the back, the piece of wood that goes on the front, and the 2 arm rests. That's in pecan pie cardstock. Then we've got the 2 crumb cake. They're crumb cake. No, is this correct? Yeah. What are those? Cattails. And those are just standalone dies that cut a full cattail, grass, stem, cattail. And we're going to color those. And you've got a anchor embellishment. They're called loose anchors. Temporarily not available right now, but they will be coming back in stock. And a piece of Peaceful Pine bordered ribbon. Hey, Dorothy, good morning. Good to see you. Okay, so we need for this one Peaceful Pine, right? Yes. Pecan pie and gray granite ink. Need the 2 grasses. 2 grasses. The bird that is standing up, not flying, just standing there. My card, my original says happy birthday. I mean, happy Father's Day. I'm going to put this is your day on this sample. But happy Father's Day will fit. Okay, I think I pulled all the stamps. Also, I'm going to need this, the pecan, or a sponge dauber that we're going to use on pecan pie. And then I've got 2 blends here. This is from the deep combo of our skin tones. So the deep, each one has 2 colors. But anyway, deep 100 is the darkest. And then dark Peaceful Pine Stampin' blends. Okay, but let me do my stamping before sponging and coloring. On this scrap here, these are the new magnetic pads. In case you missed that, we are going to stamp this white scrap, Peaceful Pine, the tall grass, the short grass, in Peaceful Pine, and in gray granite, the standing up bird. So tap, 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 tap on this one, on granite. And you can press a little bit more firm on the pine because that's a new kind of pad. I'm going to grab my blender pen here. I'm using it on the next card, and I'm just going to color over where I stamped the gray granite. And if I don't get enough color, I'll pick up a tiny bit from the pad if the ink doesn't spread enough, and just fill in that color a little bit just so it's not so stark white. I did not do that on the original sample. Now, when you do that, or when you use your blender pen, you want to clean it off when you're finished on scratch paper by just gently twisting and rubbing or pulling, whatever, until you don't see that color anymore on the paper. See how I saw it there and nothing here? Because we're definitely using this in blue on the next card. Okay. And we'll die cut those out. And then my greeting is going to go down on the bottom left of this arch. So pecan pie ink, and this one's going to say today is your day. Bottom left, almost all the way to the bottom, just a little bit above the pierced lines to leave room for the chair and everything. Okay, then also with pecan pie ink, I'm going to add some detail, some whatever, to the edges of all the chair pieces. It's pecan pie cardstock. And when you add that ink, I do recommend you hold the paper in the air. I also recommend you don't do it over your work area, because sometimes these sponge daubers can shed. Now, if you want to get real detailed, you can go in on the sides of these slats of the back of the chair, but I am not going to do that. But you can see that detail it adds. Anyway, I wouldn't do it over my work surface. I just am here because otherwise it won't be on the video screen because it can shed, and then you'll swipe it and brown ink will smear onto whatever is under it. That's why I moved this away. Oh, but I do recommend you hold it in the air and scrape against the edge versus laying the paper down. I'll do it on the back side and swiping like this, because that is a completely different look than the dark edges. Okay, then the chair here. You don't really need to do this part of the chair. That completely gets covered up, but you can do the arms. You can also do the armrest. And just however much you want to do on the rest of it. That's all I'm going to do, I think. Good enough. Okay, then my armrest. These are small, so you probably are going to get ink on yourself. Good morning. Hey, Elaine. Coming in late after errands. School's out, right, Elaine? Summer. And I think you might be retiring. Okay, I'm going to swipe this off just in case it shedded any. I don't know. And we're good. Okay, let me die cut these out. Actually, I'll color this first. So this is very simple coloring. We are using blends because they color so good, and they're the markers we sell. Fine point. But I'm just using the dark Peaceful Pine on the grass part, which is super thick because it's just die cut. No detail on this grass. Peaceful Pine on the grass. This will also barely show on your project, but still, just in case it shows, we want to color it in. And then that 100 on the top of the cattail. So that round, whatever. I guess that's the tail part. I don't know. I don't really know what a cattail is, but other than my co-host. Super simple coloring there. You can also die cut these out. I kind of messed that one up. In two or three different colors. Cut them apart, glue them back together. I will not be doing that ever. But you can. Okay, we're going to cut these images apart. I strongly, strongly recommend you cut your images apart when you stamp like that to die cut. Before die cutting, I should say. And then cut them out. Where to put the dies? Got the bird and the two grasses. Yes, school is out, and then I retired at the end of this year. Woohoo! Elaine, that's why she can watch the video, y'all. Love it. All right, I've got my mini die cut machine here just because that's what fits on the video screen. We do sell a bigger machine that fits everything, all our dies, and that's the one I normally use, but this one works as well. I'm just going to do these two first because I'm nervous about on the mini. Things can slip a little easier for me. Like, it's fine. You can tape it down, but I'm lazy about that. But you can use washi tape, sticky note tape. What's that stuff called? Post-it tape, etc. to make sure your images don't slip. You align. Super easy. You align the die on top of the stamped image, blade down. Get your top only plate, top only. Run it through. You only need to run it through one time on either machine. And again, you can tape those dies down so they don't shift. You have them in Colorado, Desiree? Nice. We may have them somewhere in Texas. I don't know. In lakes, I guess. That one's not perfect, but who cares? Okay, then I'll do this bird, which I think I overcolored it with that blender pen. I overcolored it. Don't overcolor it. It's going to look terrible. Because the blender pen is basically just wet. Like, so I guess if you overcolor it on basic white, you tear up your basic white paper. Be aware of that. All right. Yes, Robin, see you Saturday. Work calls, love the cards, see you Saturday. Got it. Makes sense. Okay, there's my bird. All right. Okay, let's put this one together. Obviously, this card and the next one too, they're a little bit more detailed than those first two cards. Okay, so first thing I want to do is attach my designer papers. So I have papers with an S. I have the one with the birds. That's going to go on top. It's kind of like the sky. Little. Of course, you might put the bikes on there instead. I don't know. Anyway, it's not like to make a real scene with sky and ground, but you know, it gives that feeling. So when you attach this one, the main to the top of your card base, the main thing you're looking at is the three sides, top, left, and right. Get that even. And then same thing for the plaid. But, or it's okay if they don't align properly in the middle, because we're going to cover that up. You want to look at the three sides here, and then also, so they may or may not overlap, but also try to align them. Hopefully we cut them basically the same side, where they're the same length here. Hopefully that makes sense. But if somehow you do all that and it's a little crooked on that center line, or there's a gap or anything, that part won't matter, because we'll cover it up with this 1/2 by 4 Peaceful Pine cardstock. So we'll add that strip right across that center. And that is the base, basically, of this card. On our okay, I was getting confused on what I did. When I do more projects like the other class with the same bundle, I'm like, wait, didn't I do something else? But that was on the other project. Okay, my arch is going to go on with Stampin' Dimensionals. I'll do about 6. By the way, the rest of my day is going to be typing tutorials for these classes. In case you were curious what I'm doing today. Typing tutorials for these classes. You can purchase the tutorials only. I say these. It's Stampin' Stack, Wall Art, and Card Class. This is not Stampin' Stack. The other one is Stampin' Stack, Wall Art, and Card Class. I will be typing these tutorials. So you can purchase the tutorials only. Okay, now let's put this chair together. How I do it, I add a little adhesive. There's like a tab at the bottom of the back of the chair. And actually, I think I'll do this one different. I'm going to add adhesive to, how should I do it? Yeah. Sometimes I add adhesive at the top of the chair base, the top right there. But instead, I'm going to try it this way to add it to the slats. But you have to know where the slats are going to hit there. So you can use liquid glue and avoid this, but I don't like liquid glue. So I use my silicone craft sheet so I don't get this excess adhesive all over my scratch paper or table. And then I put the adhesive on there, but if you can see how it's shiny in between, so I'm going to make that go away before I attach it to my chair base, just by hand. I don't want that to show on the front. Okay, then you take the tab at the bottom of the chair back and put it in this hole in the chair And so that's why I put the adhesive on the front of that, because it'll stick right there. And then hopefully I put my adhesive in the right spot on the slats. Looks like I did. And stick those slats to the base. And there you go. Super easy. And then you have the arms. And you just figure out which arm goes on which side. Left and right. And I'll put that on with dimensionals. I will cut one in half, a mini. So if you have the big ones, just cut it into like a fourth or something, or use the edge to get a small piece. This is partly why I love the minis, though. They always fit whatever the occasion is. They're really versatile. Okay, our armchair, our chair arms. And then I'm going to attach, I'll add with dimensionals the slat, which I think also, yeah, I've been cutting my minis in half for it because they're just almost too wide where they show in the front. And then that slat goes right below the back of the chair. That's what the chair looks like. Okay, now I'm going to add the chair flat to my arch. So again, I'll use the silicone craft sheet to add adhesive where I want it. And put that chair toward the top and centered on the arch. Such a nice chair. Right, Gail says those chairs look so realistic for sure because of all the wood grain it cuts in there. And then when you add the sponging, I've seen a lot of people do the chairs in colors, but I don't know why. I just personally like them better as a brown, like a wood. But there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, we're going to take, I think I've done this on another class, but I don't remember which one. We're going to take all 4 of the grasses, the 2 cattails and the 2 we stamped, and put them together as one thing. So the biggest one will be on the back, and then the next will be the taller cattails. So I'm going to put adhesive at the bottom of that using my silicone sheet and put that cattail there. Then the stamped grass next. So I'm alternating, and that one leans to the opposite side, to the left. And then the shorter cattails last, and they lean also to the left. It's back and forth, back and forth. So really nice. And it just, I don't even use dimensionals, but it looks thick because it's 4 pieces of paper on top of each other. And then I'm going to check my sample. Yes, I did add this to my card flat. Again, because it's so thick, but just adhesive at the bottom so that the grass can, like, you can pull it if you want, and it can sort of not move, but it almost gives it like movement and thickness, I guess. I can't think of the right word. Okay. Now, of course, you put it in an envelope, it'll flatten, but it's fine. Okay, we're going to cover up this part. Don't worry. What else? Our bird is going to be on dimensionals, or a dimensional, sitting on the right arm of the chair. And then this piece of ribbon here, so it's a short piece, 5.5 inches of peaceful pine bordered ribbon. We're going to fold it back and forth. It should be the length you need it. You should not need to trim it. But the tricky part is I guess I could have stuck it on here before I glued this down, but usually you do this and then you put adhesive on a grating or something and stick it to that and you're good to go. But this time we're sticking this down onto our card. So we're just going to make it work. So what I'm going to do first is fold it back and forth, have it layered like this. I'm going to flip it over and add some adhesive to it. I'm going to stick it down on my card. And then I'm just going to see if I need to reinforce it, basically. Like, is it good? Do I need to lift it up and add some adhesive? This one I think is good. And it's just on an angle at the bottom of the grasses. It covers up the bottom and it's decorative. I think it's good. But if you need more, add more, do what you need to do. Then we're going to mini glue dot this anchor. Mini glue dot. Don't touch the dot. Otherwise it would become less sticky. And that will go on at an angle right on top of that ribbon. And that's your finished card. Card number 3. So here's the Happy Father's Day. Today is your day. There's other greetings you can put on there as well. Almost says, love that chair. I agree. Do I have a bingo coming up? Lori, right now I don't. Thank you, Lisa. I love you. I love your tutorials. You do them so well. Thank you very much. Card 3 is awesome. Thank you, Oma. You can come join us Saturday, Oma. It's just 4 little cards. It'll be in and out. You knowing you, the way I know you, you'll be real quick. Oma's a fast stamper, y'all. She's an expert. She was stamping before me. Okay, last but not least, card number 4. Card number 4. We got another pecan pie base. Pecan pie. Thanks, Desiree. And we fold it in half. Somewhere I fold it in half like the rest. Portrait up and down. Then our next layer, here's all our pieces. This is where I accidentally used a retired die. Don't get mad, please. The next layer is basic white. And yes, we cut an arch out for that last card from this one. And then we have that bicycle paper. So this is the back side of the birds, the bicycles. And you can, like I've done this on other projects where we hand cut out a bicycle. There's different, what's the word? Different angles of the bike on this paper. It's like a pecan pie bike with, I guess, gray detail, parked in grass. But you can hand cut them out, but they're all different directions where they're more at an angle, more full side view, etc. But super cute. And they have little pool party in between them, and there's some space between. But anyway, we're just using as a background here. So we got pecan pie, basic white, and then the bike paper. Okay, then we have, oh, I forgot to grab something. Hold on. Let me go grab another scrap I forgot to grab from the Scott stack. This is the sign. Yep. Yeah, did I? I think I didn't. I might be missing more stuff in a minute. I saw 2 things when I was over there. I didn't grab these. Oh, I did grab that one. Okay, so we've got a scrap of gray granite cardstock. Pre-die cut, retired. So sorry, this die retired. It was a paper pumpkin die that matched last quarter's paper pumpkins. It's no longer available. So sorry, but it's called Wonderful Scenes, and it has this awesome sign in it, wood grain sign. And this was the paper pumpkin kit that actually coordinated with this suite of products. No longer available, but I cut one for you if you take this class. So there you go. Okay, so we have the sign. It's like literally a piece of wood on the left, a piece of wood going over to the right, and a perfect square sign hanging from it. Okay, so we got that. Then we hand cut a piece of the wood grain from the gray wood grain from the Waterside Retreat designer paper to go inside the sign. We're giving you 3 random images from the designer paper to hand cut out because there are not dies for these. A life, a ring, whatever those are called, life ring, float ring, I don't know. Scott called this a buoy. I thought it was a lure. So it's a lure or a buoy, I don't know, and a vest or a life preserver. Okay, so you'll get those 3, just random ones. You'll get a scrap of white, not that it won't be stamped like that, a scrap of white, a pre-die cut label, Peaceful Pine cardstock for our greeting, and that one is, that die is from this one. Words of Beauty. There are 3 awesome labels in this set, if you don't know, plus it can stand alone because it cuts out the words just because in 3 different sizes. But these 3 labels right here are awesome. So that's where I got that medium label from. And then a scrap of white, like I think I mentioned, a piece of linen thread, and an anchor. All right, so stamping. We're going to stamp the big chair, the big stamp Adirondack chair, in gray granite. And I think this needs re-inking. So if you will allow me, I will re-ink it. Let me find my re-inker. Yes, this is how my re-inkers are organized. And every time we need one at class, my poor helpers have to go through all these to find it. But they are kind of by blue, green, blacks, neutrals. Anyway, that's how they are. Okay, gray granite. Just squeeze and apply in squiggly lines, only in the middle. You don't need it on the edges. And then I personally do not use a spoon or anything to spread it around. I just use my stamp to do that. So when you first ink it up, I don't know if y'all can see, it's like darker right there because there's a line from the re-inking. That'll go away after like 2 times of stamping. I'll just stamp it on my scratch. So this Adirondack chair, it's a little bit different, or maybe it's not. Anyway, I was going to say than the other one. It's gray granite ink on gray granite paper here. I guess it's just more of a side view. It shows that back part that's slanted that goes down, and it's just a different angle of the chair. And you just stamp it, and then you could color it in. We're not on this class, but did I? Hold on. No, I didn't. But you could color it in and all the stuff, and we'll just die cut it out. Then we also need a coffee cup in Misty Moonlight. I don't want to use this one because I want to use that blender pen right after I stamp it. Our water-based inks dry. I'm trying to say, even though they're water-based, they dry quickly. Therefore, I immediately want to use this blender pen to try to pull in the Misty Moonlight color. I'm going to stamp my little coffee cup, so cute, with a little saucer on this white scrap, and then immediately try to pull in that color just so the cup is not so stark white. And that one looks good to me, so I'm going to use that. But I will show you again, you could just pick up a tiny amount of ink from the, see, tiny, from the ink pad. You can even scribble that off on scratch first and color with it. Again, these are different than an alcohol marker. I'm going to clean it. You need to clean it. So they are wet like water, and they will break down your paper if you do it too much. So it's got to be a quick little thing when you use these. Okay, this is called, this is literally cleaning it. So I'm swiping and twirling, and there's no more blue here, but it still looks blue. So it is clean. Still looks blue. I don't know if you can see it, but no more blue is coming off. So clean it every time you use it. Put the lid back on immediately because, of course, it can dry out just like anything that's wet. So subtle, which is what I was going for, versus depending on if you dip it and how heavy you go. Okay. What was I? Oh, the greeting. What was I going to do? I was going to do something else, y'all. Okay, so again, several greetings will fit on this one. We're going to stamp in pecan pie. So we've got today's your day. Oh no. Yeah, I think relax will fit on there. In class, only if it says pecan pie. Dad, relax, Dad. Just kidding. Have a great birthday. Yep, that'll fit. Maybe I'll put have a great birthday. Happy Father's Day. So this could be a Father's Day card. I think that's it that I put out anyway. So I'm going to do have a great birthday. Tap, tap, tap. Don't press hard. So this is pecan pie ink on top of this Peaceful Pine label. Let's mix that. Oh, and I want to add pecan pie ink to the edges of this wood grain sign. Some of this sign gets covered up on this card, you'll see, but I still think it's a nice detail on the parts that do show. My gosh. Okay. Just in case. See, I did see a little bit of shedding on there on my table. So don't do that over your work area. All right, let's get these two out. I do have to hand cut these out and then we can assemble. How does it? Ooh, I thought I was doing good and now I'm very long. Okay, whatever. Still got a few of y'all hanging in there with me. Still got a few. All right. So got the big chair die. When you die cut that out, make sure you clean out this piece of paper that might get stuck in there on the chair. And then here's the coffee cup die. Grab my readers. Again, I'm using the mini machine just because of space here, but I would use my big one if I was doing this just for myself. But it all depends on space and all that stuff. I have my big one permanently set up in this room on a table, so that makes that easier for me. Oh. Oh. That's weird. I hold it until I see the die go into the machine. Then I know it's not going to shift anymore. I hold the plate. Okay, so it fell out, but if not, make sure you clean that out. And here's my stuff. This chair is really nice. The stamped one. All right. Oh, okay, hand cut out, back on the glass. Okay, so open the scissors real wide, make what I call long cuts. So try to cut as long as you can before reopening your scissors. That will give you the smoother edges. And what else? Move the scissors, no. That's a lie. Move the paper, not the scissors. So my left hand's turning the paper. My right hand is, in general, staying stationary. When you go around corners like I just did, like whatever edge of the paper, even if you're going to cut it off, like to continue, go at an angle first along with the design and then cut that off. And you won't have like a weird pointy corner where you don't want one. Okay, so there's my vest. I guess that's a fishing vest. I thought it was a life preserver, but again, when Scott was working with this, he was like, a vest or a life preserver? I was like, they can have either one. But I didn't realize they weren't all life preservers, so I don't know. So again, I'm cutting as long as I can before reopening the scissors instead of cutting like this, where you get line, 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 line. And if I were gonna trim off, like get this off of here, I would do it real smooth, not making a corner. This is not a good example because it's a circle, but so you know what I mean. Also, do leave a border if you can. It just usually looks better. It's harder to cut it exactly on the image. These images, some of them, like this one, has like a shadow. You just have to go with your instinct on where to cut that. I'm pretty much just pretending the shadow is not there, and shadow is part of my edge if I'm leaving an edge showing. Did y'all hear that? Britty's like shaking, or she was scratching and then shook. Heard her little bells. Okay, there we go. Aw, MJ, I love it. The day's half over, so there you go. You're welcome. Thanks, Desiree. Okay, now we can put it together. Got all these pieces. I really like this card. Okay, designer paper, the bikes attached to the basic white layer. You can always cut something pretty big when you're covering up this much from whatever color your base is. Even if you're not going to use that right away on a project, you can go ahead and cut out a shape or something for just to save. And that's very paper saving. Okay, so bikes on the white on the pecan pie, and this will be that skinny border like 2 cards ago. Then my sign. Chair's going to kind of go down here bottom left. I got paper stuck to me. So the chair, or the sign I should say, will be sort of top right. But I'm using this, you know how signs like this, like a realtor sign, for example. Ooh, this would be great if you were a realtor. Side note, sorry, it's not available anymore. You know how they have a sign on top of the wood at the top? That's what this is for, the happy birthday in this case. So you want to know the spacing for that. So don't go too high, in other words. So I'm going to put the sign, the wood sign, over to the right. Not all the way over, and more up than the chair. Okay, then let me go ahead and attach my wood grain piece inside the sign. Like there's an open square there, which does die cut out. You could die cut, we hand cut this designer paper, but you could die cut it out a second time with that die if you had the die. We just cut a square. Now we have a wood sign. Let's see how I should do this. Okay, dimensionals on the chair and the greeting. My co-host is getting a little activated over here. We might have a visit before the show ends. A second visit. Okay, I'll do about 4 dimensionals on the greeting. And I did 5 on the chair. Thank you, Lori. So nice. Oh, co-host is coming in. Co-host appearance. Or sidekick appearance. Okay, look. Tell everybody how. See. Oh, look how pretty I am. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Now, don't get that greeting stuck. Ooh. She was lucky no dimensional stuck to her. All right. So this is just like a sign on top of the sign. Greeting. Chair, bottom left, little angle there. Then I will, how did I do it? I'm going to stick together my 3 hand cut out designer paper. Obviously these were from the designer paper, by the way, in case you didn't realize that. The life ring, the vest, and the whatever this is, the lure buoy thing. Okay, so I just kind of put them together to make a little collage, and then I'll dimensional them all up. So something like that shape, life ring on bottom, then vest, then buoy thing, then dimensionals. Also, the cup will get a dimensional coffee cup. I should probably put the coffee cup on first, maybe. No, it's fine. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to do that many dimensionals, just 4. At least a part of a dimensional is touching every piece of paper here. Okay, so I'm actually going to tuck this like life ring thing a little bit under the chair arm. Put it there. Then coffee cup on the chair handle, on the right, on our right chair handle. Then I'll thread this linen thread through the hole. It's a nice large hole for linen thread anyway, in the anchor. Kind of even those ends out and tie it one time, and then tie a bow, again, a regular bow. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Gail. Glad y'all like these. Kelly, I'm going to see Saturday. I think this class is a maybe for you if you have time, right? We usually have extra packets for our in-person people of this particular class. Sometimes we run out, but sometimes we have extras and they can add it on while they're there if they choose. If they're taking a different class. Okay, this one, glue dot. So I tied the bow or the linen through there in a bow. So it's a single bow. Glue dot on that. And this will just go right below that coffee cup at a slight angle. And that will be card number 4. Card number 4. So see, it can be a Happy Father's Day. Very nice Happy Father's Day card as well. Obviously, I guess if they're into fishing, different images here from the designer paper. Yours are going to be random, so I don't know what colors they'll be. Yes, Kelly. But that is the card class. Don't forget, let me put these all out. You can get this class from me several different ways. You can purchase it, just buy the class. You can get it free with an online order, and I'll mail you the packet for free. No fee on the mailing. And you can sign up and attend in person on Saturday. Okay, there we go. So those are the ways you can get this class for free. You can also purchase the tutorial only, and my team gets those for free. Don't forget, the recipe cards go out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central. So make sure you're on my email list. There's a link to join it right now up here in Facebook, down here in YouTube in that description. And you'll get all 4 measurements and supply list. The only thing missing will be those retired dies because they retired. 3rd is your favorite, Julie. Thank you. 4th is my favorite. Love these cards. Yes, always can use guy cards, Sherry. Definitely. Thanks, Gail. Yeah, so if anyone's local, you can come make these exact 4 cards Saturday in person. Use all my stuff, and it's in Cedar Hill, and you'll get to hang out with some cool people. But also, as I've said a few times, there's other ways to get this class also. Or if you just copy them at home yourself, I'll be happy that you were able to do that. So Again, if you're watching replay and you're just catching the end, or if you just came on, either way, please make a comment. Help a sister out. What am I trying to do? This. I want to add my thank you graphic. Thank you guys for joining the Stamping Morning Show today. And hold on, I got mixed up. Oh yeah, it's okay. Okay, thank you for joining the Stamping Morning Show and helping me out with your comments, likes, etc., etc. Dana, the Highland Cow, is absolute favorite. Snail is second. Yes, Dana. Oh, thanks, Terry. I didn't know you didn't like the product of the month stamps. You love the Highland Cow card. Good. I should be bringing with me 2 more samples to in person, with one with the snail, one with the cow. They are different, that I couldn't show on here for legal purposes. But anyway, so if y'all are coming in person, you see 2 other samples that are different than these 2 as well. Thanks, Oma. Thanks, everybody. Y'all have a great day. Britty's ready for her chicken, and I am also ready for lunch. So we will say goodbye, and any questions, let me know. Bye.